Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. We are in for another treat today. We have Miss Nicole Nohl here to do a little bit of red gloves chat, where we put on our red gloves to approach life and kind of duke things out a little bit with a softer touch. So glad to see that you have your own red gloves as well.
As soon as you invited me, I had to get a pair.
That's my girl. Woo! All right. So just a little bit about Nicole so that you know where she's coming from. All right. So Miss Nicole she has been a connection advisor for 14 years with the relationship marketing company Send Out Cards, now with more product lines in greener still. She is dedicated to coaching people on making intentional connections with others with personalized greeting cards through the innovative smartphone app and website, which I use all the time. Yeah, I sent 2 cards already this morning. Let's see, before my first meeting. Yeah. So she grew up on her family's dairy farm near Johnsonville in, correct me if I say it wrong, Sheboygan County.
Correct. You said it correctly.
Right. Woo! And that lifestyle influenced her pursuit of a bachelor's degree in agricultural education. And she taught agriculture in both high school and elementary school for 8 years.
Yes.
Woo! And she has resided near Green Bay. Go
Packers!
Yeah. Me and football. So she's been there since 2008 when she married Kevin West.
My wonderful hubby.
Oh, smooches. Ooh. Yeah. So Nicole's previous jobs include being a relationship educator for smartrelationships.org, sales consultant, and also trainer for Dale Carnegie System. Ooh, good stuff. Yes. And of course, an agricultural education ambassador. So she is also a volunteer. Her volunteer involvements include wedding hosts for their church on St. Norbert College campus, presenting weekend retreats for Green Bay Marriage Encounter, computer task force for Wisconsin Face Mask Warriors. Is that like a COVID thing?
Yes.
Okay.
We banded together to make fabric masks as soon as COVID struck.
Nice.
PPE.
Nice. And then also networking with the Main Street chapter of Business Networking International. So that is BNI, which I had my meeting this morning and I did my presentation about Send Out Cards as well. Oh, there is a connection there. And let's see, in addition, Nicole and her sweethearts are co-chairs for the committee that helped rekindle the Brown County Fairest of the Fair program and hosted at Lambeau. Thank you. The 70th Alice in Dairyland finals. In her free time, because she does have free time, she enjoys making memories with her stepkids and her dog Lexi. So with that, welcome Nicole. And Miss Katie G says good evening to you, because Miss Katie G is catching us live from Greece. So it's about 10 o'clock in the evening for Miss Katie G. And D Rowe is also in the house. She says good afternoon. She's checking in from Idaho. And we have 2 ladies that are here in Hawaii. We have Christine and Leilani that are watching as well. So I am super excited. And from reading your introduction, it's very clear to see that you've been in both fields of entrepreneur and then going to working as an employee, and now you're back as an entrepreneur. So what brought you back to being an entrepreneur?
Well, let me start by saying thank you for having me on Red Glove Chat. And hello, everyone who's watching. Thanks for tuning in. What took me from entrepreneur, being a farming background and raising our own food and then selling that food for people in the neighborhood, to teaching it so that other people could learn how to be in that industry. And then I understood some time freedom and being independent. The bug has been in me since 1996 when someone first presented network marketing to me, and I saw how I can get paid on my efforts over time. Like, this one time effort means people and residual income. So I have always been drawn to that and looking for the right company to align and partner.
Ooh, nice, nice.
Yes.
So who pretty much we all have either someone that inspires us that we follow, even if they don't know that we follow them. We don't stalk them, we just follow them, but they're mentors in our life and they inspire us. And do you have somebody that comes to mind that has been an inspiration for you in your journey as an entrepreneur and in what you do, as in a way you've been a kindness crusader at the same time, just helping? Yeah.
Such a good title, Kindness Crusader. Okay, do love that. Let me start with Dale Carnegie. How to tell Dale Carnegie's story. So in 2005, I was in a wonderful Fairs to the Fair role promoting our county fair, and I had to speak in front of 500 people as a young adult. I will be honest, I choked up just a little bit. So I found the Dale Carnegie course was the best way to practice public speaking and got way more out of the course than what I had initially went for. That led me to a whole bunch of paths, but always alignments, like the send out cards philosophy of giving to give, sending out to brighten someone else's day kind of thing. And that led me to meet you at a conference. So I admire you and everything that you do with social media and with your team. It's just a matter of who is in my life and in my path at the time.
Wow, thank you. Yes, and we did have a great time when we met.
Extraordinary photographic time.
Yes, I do recall somebody doing somewhat of the splits on an escalator. Yeah.
Yes, when you are tasked with a photo scavenger hunt, see, don't just take pictures. Take pictures that mean something to the viewer, that make them giggle and snort. It's what we were told when the person actually viewed the end results of, trying to ride an escalator.
Yeah, literally with milk squirting out of the nose kind of thing. Yes.
All the employees, remember when we were doing the clothing shot? All the employees came over to find out why we were trying on shoes and coat hangers and dancing in the perfume aisle.
And that poor security guard
who had to succumb to our massages. Okay. We won't get any farther reflecting like that. Thank you, Graham Reichert, who also participated, our friend from the other side of the world, New Zealand, right? Versus Australia? Yeah.
He's in New Zealand.
Yes. And then my teammate Yolanda Martin was playing right along too.
Yeah. We definitely had a blast. We will have to do not necessarily a reenactment when we get together, but a repeat with different adventures.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've been like you were saying, going with the farming and the agriculture and then teaching, and then now with your business where you're encouraging and uplifting others. Through all that transition, did you happen to encounter maybe a challenge that you did not expect, and what helped you to overcome that challenge?
So entrepreneurship has a lot of mindset. And we'll hear that a lot, But applying that is the critical piece. So let's see, when you start being an entrepreneur, start network marketing, you might share it with a lot of people that are close to you, right? You'll go to your circle first with something that you're excited with, and they might say no. And they might say other things that get in here and they play back rather than letting you be successful. So mindset.
Ooh, yeah.
Is a critical thing. So I would say I ran into the challenge of letting that tape play more than I needed it to.
I think that is something that many people can relate, including moi. And I know that for 2020, that was actually a focus that I had of personal development, mindset reset.
Yes.
And for you, what have you discovered that works for you in doing that resetting of your mind, of stopping that recording that got recorded in there and to override it and rewrite it with what you want in there?
Number one, I am statements. So reviewing positive affirmations, having prompts. This one. Let me show this one. See, I love white tigers, and so this image where it's that reflection, and that turned it upside down. Okay, understand this is how it's designed, but I sent it to myself like this.
Oh, and here I was trying to read it upside down.
So it is putting the belief in yourself and then finding and surrounding myself with people that also have like mindsets. Look at that. Meant to be together, sisters. And that replaces it until I'm willing to believe it, willing to act on it, willing to step forward into it. Kind of,
Yeah. So there we were showing our cards with some different images that are inspirational for us, that help us to reset that tape that's playing and erase what's on there and put something new, something that we want. And something that I believe you have done also is to do a card for your vision. So like this is mine that I keep on my desk, to where I do have that image as well as part of my vision, because I want to keep that focus.
Yes, that's the beautiful part of this tool. There's another image that's on its way to me. So when someone posts something inspirational, it was a person that has a bunch of blocks that are labeled failure on their shoulders. And next to it is compared to some people do that. They carry their failures. Other people take failures and make it their stepping stones. And I even think life events, celebrations, things that recognitions and failures are all those stepping stones that we move forward. So it's just a matter of where do you put in perspective things that happen to us? Does it help us move forward and climb, or do we carry it here? So I turned that into a card and sent it to myself so it can be on like my wall, my board. Yes.
Ooh, that's like a mic drop moment. Poof. Yeah.
Feed your mind the good stuff. Oh, have you seen the image where it's two wolves fighting? Everyone has two wolves fighting in their mind. One's evil, one's good. One's dark, one's light. Which one wins? The one you're feeding.
Yeah. Yes, that is a great one. And you do have my mailing address, so can you do a send of the one with the blocks?
Okay.
Yeah. Sweet. So for somebody that is just getting started in business, we've already talked about mindset and the importance of mindset, and you touched on that we hear a lot of no's from people. Which I was one of those no's as well.
Yeah.
And
I too. Yeah.
There are no's that come from a variety of reasons. There are no's that come because of specific mindsets that people have about being an entrepreneur, or the specific type of entrepreneurship. And for me, coming from a different country and that I had never heard of network marketing in the first place, I didn't have a preset mindset about that. I said no simply because I loved my job at the time and I had no interest in becoming an entrepreneur. It was just that clear cut and simple. Instead, I fell in love with that company and I started using the products, so that was my introduction to then becoming an entrepreneur later on. And so with all the no's and that new entrepreneurs receive, no matter what, if it's network marketing or traditional brick and mortar, different, businesses that they do, and the mindset that they can focus on, would you have any other insights or tips for them to move forward in their business as they're brand new? What would you suggest?
Okay. The word no has a whole new meaning to me this year after 2020 and getting focused and doing lots of professional and personal development. Let me make this first confession. I started as a people pleaser in life. And we might have, it's similar that our parents occasionally said no to us and we didn't like that experience. Maybe. So we became pleasers in order to get more yeses and to get cooperation. What I've learned this year is you have to be really good at giving a no, setting a boundary, not being a people pleaser, in order to be okay with receiving no's. And no's are the game in life. Right? I have to be good at giving them if I'm going to be good at receiving them. It's the same as sending out, you get back kind of thing. If I'm okay with someone saying no, then I can keep the relationship and keep loving on them anyway until they come around. Because if I'm in it for the right heart reasons, they're going to come around. Whether it takes them a year, which I did, or it takes them overnight, because some people wake up and go, I need this. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the embracing a no and not being afraid of it.
Another mic drop.
Recently informed that there are people who are overly polite and they'll tell me that they'll get back to me and they'll get back to me, and that's just a delayed no. And so I am coming from a place now that says, I would rather you tell me no than delay this and waste both of our time. And a no right now means that I can love you for other reasons and in other ways until it makes sense.
Yeah.
So giving permission to say no, using a no.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
And at the same time, like you said, being good and being okay and being gracious in how we say no as well. Yeah. Because there's definitely a variety of ways of saying no, and we can be very gracious about it.
Yes. And being bold.
Oh,
and I like that we're watching and agreeing and getting some comments on that. Thank you.
Yeah. And Colleen D-Row, she says, yes, just go for no. And there is a book, Go for No, where actually that summer that we met, the authors of the book were there.
Yes. We're speakers at said convention.
Yes. So that was fantastic.
So let me start with, let me go back to a funny story. When I was approached with this network marketing company in 2006, as soon as I knew it was network marketing, because I had tried 11 companies before and they didn't align for me to make traction, I ran away from the people. I ignored their phone calls. I didn't respond to emails. I saw them out in public and I kind of went to the other aisle because I wasn't good at saying no and really finding my own boundaries and my why of no at the time. Until it kept me up at night, literally, because I was in a role that needed to send cards to people. I was commuting an hour to the job. So did I have stamps? Did I have addresses? Did I have paperwork to do that? No. But they sprinkled on me and kept the relationship going enough that it kept me up at night, that said, I just really got to use this service. And as soon as I started sending cards to other people, they asked me how it was done. Then I got my first customers and the rest would be history.
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, just keep on loving people, and everybody has their own timing. And Dorian also commented that to embrace the no, don't be afraid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Be proud of the
So,
other person for being able to say no.
yeah,
There we go.
yes.
Okay.
And maybe the no that they share with you is their first time saying no.
Again, proud of them for that
Yeah,
strength. Yes.
yeah, yeah. Wow. So I've got a couple more questions for you. Uh, you're doing a lot of personal development, Dale Carnegie, with your speaking. And so with Dale Carnegie, that's a lot of personal development.
Yeah.
And I know that you do also a fair amount of reading. Do
Correct.
you have a book or two maybe that you would highly recommend for people to check out and read?
I have this one on my pile. Power of Human Connection from Cody Bateman. Yes, with all of the writing and highlighting that it might possibly be. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
here's the book that I ran across in the airport the last time I got to be in an airport in 2019. This is The
Ooh.
Coffee Bean. Yes. Was it say John and Damon on there? I highly
Gordy, yeah.
recommend everybody grabbing this book. It's like 100-page read. And for adults, there's illustrations. Let's go there. Okay. Fun. It's fun stuff. But basically this book is the concept of if you're an egg and you're put in hot water, you get hard. If you are a carrot and you're put in hot water, you get soft. But a coffee bean in hot water does what?
Makes coffee.
Changes the water. Not letting the water change it changes the water. So
Ah,
when we get into hot pressure situations, how do we react and respond? Do we breathe and choose versus take on a reaction? How do we
love it.
respond? Be a coffee bean in life. Get in a
Ooh,
situation and ask yourself, how can I be a coffee bean right here?
I gotta write this down.
Anyone else going to drop that in the chat? How to be a coffee bean.
Yeah, be the
So
coffee
they
bean.
really expanded upon that concept and took a guy through his life and his challenging situations. And I'll let you read the book in order to enjoy that. But that is another very impactful mindset.
Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, I have this on my desk where these are all. It's a little ring that
Right.
has little index cards on it, and I keep writing quotes on there. So now I'm like,
Ooh.
be a coffee bean by Nicole Nohl. And it's a good thing that even with my red gloves, I can still write.
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Oh, and Miss Katie G wrote in the chat, be a coffee bean. That's right. Be a coffee bean.
That's right.
Now, did I read somewhere that you are working on a book?
I would love to write a book, and I have 2 concepts I'm playing with.
Ooh. Now I'm working on a book right now. So this is exciting topic. Did you know that through Greener Still, there is a writing workshop in there?
Mm-hmm. We should take it together. Imagine
Yeah.
how powerful that's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, produce books together. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like
So okay, I'm going to put you on the spot.
I'm on video already, darling.
You have 2 ideas for a book. You have
I
2
do.
concepts.
Kinda.
Concept number 1, when would you like to see that book published?
I'm like, that's an interesting concept because I'm going, I don't know what it takes to write a book quite yet. I'll take that workshop for starters. Wow. I mean, would it be a year to 2 years if I started doing the paragraphs? I'm like, telling the stories. I'm like, I think I have some already. Mm-hmm.
So 2 years or less.
Yes.
2 years or less.
What do you think is your timeline?
I want to have my rough draft for the entire book finished by the end of this month.
Wow. Ambitious.
So
20 days. Let's hang out more often. Can you rub off on me?
Sure, let's rub gloves. Woo!
I changed so I could use my pen. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to hold me accountable to that by checking in once in a while, because accountability is key in moving forward in business. True. And as entrepreneurs, it is helpful to be accountable with other people that we trust and to be accountable with people that will hold us accountable to what we say, not just go, oh, well, we know you got busy and we know this came up. It's like, yes, there are things that come up in life to where we understand that time frames do need to be changed. With that said, there are also a lot of excuses that come up that should not change any of those visions and goals and projects that we focus on.
So if I see this, but you're showing up like that, yes, I'm your teammate.
Let out your inner big cat. Let it out.
Correct.
Roar. Roar. Yeah.
And we're playing small, no hiding the light.
It doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve anyone to play small.
Correct.
It's just like if you light a candle and you put it inside a box, it'll be light inside the box, but nobody else will be able to see the light. So let your light shine, right? And that's something that you can do with your book. True. And it sounds like you probably have 2 books that are going to be coming out. Let's start working on that first one. 2 years or less.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'm like, let's keep working on it because I might be able to merge my 2 concepts. That's what I'm thinking.
You never know. So over here, I have a dry erase board where I have thoughts and ideas for 2 other books already, in addition to the one I'm working on. Okay. So will some of those be merging, mind melting kind of thing? Who knows? That's a possibility. Right now, I need to focus on the one that I'm working on, and any other thoughts that come up, okay, it goes on the board. Yeah. And I can't wait to have you on as a guest when your book is out, and we can, So that's going to be fun. Now back to being an entrepreneur. Yeah. How has that made a positive impact in your life besides the financial aspect?
Ooh, so many ways, from the way that I can show up and contribute in my community, that I can be present for my family. One example, right? I got a phone call from a customer, needed to walk them through, give them a little bit of tips and tricks. And then when we hung up the phone, I got to go sledding with my family with even a more uplifted attitude of play, because I had helped make my customer's day, who was now going to send cards to make the day of other people. And I did it in record time over the phone. It wasn't the stress of grading papers, which I used to do. Or punching a clock. Yes. So that's a blessing, that it uplifted me, community, my family, kind of thing, that I got to set my own hours, do something I'm passionate about. Now, here's a downfall I'm learning as an entrepreneur as well. Do you want that freebie?
Yeah.
It's the most complicated thing to turn off. When you ignite this passion fully and embrace it, it is really hard to turn it off. I go to my in-laws for the weekend and I'm like, "Ooh, what can I do? Who can I meet?" And you're trying to be downtime.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah. I can totally relate, even at night.
Yes.
To where I've ended up going to bed with a notebook, because I will wake up with a thought, and without turning the light on, I will go ahead and write. And then hopefully in the morning when I turn the lights on or the sun is out, I can understand my writing.
Yes. We get really good at that. That's a hidden skill of entrepreneurship, writing in the dark.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like by writing it, even if it's not 100% legible, it still just triggers that thought of what was I trying to write? What are W O?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Miss Nicole, I know that we could talk on and on because we just have a blast.
Correct.
And as we wrap up, let me share with people how they can connect with you if they have any questions.
Great.
Because let's see, I believe it's your LinkedIn, which is the best way to connect with you. So you are on LinkedIn. If you have any questions for Nicole, there's the link right here. Go ahead and connect. If you have any questions about becoming an entrepreneur in the network marketing field, in a field where you get to uplift and share gratitude and you help others do that, talk with Nicole.
Yes.
So
join
Nicole,
me. I have a goal the rest of the year. I will do a kindness challenge every week. Come on over to LinkedIn and join me and participate in those challenges. It's as simple as this week, write on your sidewalk with sidewalk chalk. So in Wisconsin, it's still a little cold. It's still a little snowy. So sidewalk chalk will be a unique thing on the sidewalk, but that's a kindness to brighten other people's day. That's the kind of things I'm doing on LinkedIn.
Oh, fantastic. I have to check it out because we are connected on LinkedIn. And I did not look at that, so I will check it out.
Okay.
See, out here in Hawaii, we don't always have sidewalks, though. So maybe we can just go ahead and write messages of kindness on people's driveways. Oops.
With sidewalk chalk that when it rains, it goes away.
Yeah, yes. And we've been getting quite a bit of rain where actually some people are getting flooded and streets are shutting down, but the rain will stop eventually. We know that for sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton says that you can't have rainbows without the rain. So
exactly. And we get a lot of rainbows out here.
Woo!
Yeah.
Good luck charms in March.
Yep. We get rainbows all year round. Yep. All right, Miss Nicole. It has been such a pleasure to have you on as a guest for Red Gloves Chat. And everybody, stay tuned next week for another guest.
Go have an awesome day.
Thank you. Aloha.